Welcome to this edition of Tech Talk with Carol, and I do this every week and try to find my victims. I wouldn't say victims, like friends, like of the ecosystem, to share what they have so that we learn something new from them. Because every day we try to learn something, and every day the trend change along. When you do your business, or something is always coming up, and you have to learn something new. So we have today with Eddie. Eddie is from Shopback, and I told him I booked his time. So let us have another chit chat. So Eddie, introduce yourself, who you are, what is your position there in Shopback, and what do you guys do? Go on.
Hi, Carol. Thanks for having me. Just a brief introduction of myself. My name is Eddy Han. I'm the country general manager for Shopback Malaysia. So, just maybe for those who don't know much about Shopback, maybe I'll just give a short introduction about Shopback, right? To make it easy. So, Shopback is the number one rewards platform in Asia Pacific. So right now we are actually in multiple countries. Singapore being the first one, Malaysia is the second one, and we actually launched Malaysia in 2015. We also have presence in Thailand, Indonesia, Australia, Taiwan, Vietnam, most recently in Vietnam and Korea, Australia as well. So we are actually quite huge in the e-commerce space for most of the countries that we are in. So we started off as a cashback platform. So what it means is that when the user were to come over through Shopback and then they make a successful purchase, they'll get cashback. We work with 4,000 merchants regionally. Over in Malaysia, we have 500. Right now, we have 3 million users in Malaysia. And to date, we have already given out or rewarded or helped users save 60 million ringgit worth of money, right, when they shop online. Um,
Cumulative.
yeah, cumulative lah. Say more than 60 million. So 60 million is actually a number that we use. Obviously, 60 million is the number that we use. We actually tracked it early of this year. Right now, it's more than 60 million. So we serve our users across different verticals. I think marketplace is the easiest one lah. All right. But we also do have other categories like uh, fashion and beauty, health, sports. We also have travel, although travel is being disrupted right now, food delivery and whatnot. We actually have evolved from just a simple cashback model to better to improve a user's shopping experience. So what we aspire to be is the predestination of online shopping. Anything that users want to do online, Shopback wants to be the first step. Yeah, so for what it means for a user is that before they don't buy anything online, they can actually go through Shopback. And then what we want to do is we will introduce or recommend the best deals that are available in the market, rather than going to Google and then you type on something and then you have to do your own research.
Yeah.
Shopback curates all these deals for you, together with some of the cashback incentives that you can get. We've also served vouchers, promo codes, coupons. In some countries, we also do price comparison. Some countries we sell vouchers. Some countries we do like bank incentives. Like if let's say you use a certain credit card to
Ah,
purchase, you get like a extra cashback.
cool.
So that is something that we have evolved in. So this year is particularly tough for a lot of companies. So glad and very thankful that Shopback could enable e-commerce for many of these brands, particularly in Malaysia.
What have you all done to help the existing the 500 merchants that you have during this MCO pandemic? What did you guys do?
Hmm. So maybe I will explain a bit before the pandemic lah. So before MCO happened, I think what we did really well is to redirect some of the users, right, and introduce new customers to the available merchants.
Mm.
So I think there are a lot of ways of marketing for many brands, right? So the most common way is of course investing into advertisements like Google, Facebook, Instagram, getting KOLs. Affiliate marketing is not something new. It's actually very matured in US and China. So what it means is that if let's say a brand were to get listed on Shopback, so Shopback will curate the best deals and then serve it to the customers that is relevant, right? So I think this is and the part where I think where it's meaningful for merchants is that they don't actually need to pay us upfront. So all the marketing Shopback will do by itself. What we will charge is a commission upon a successful sale. So that will you don't actually need to prepay like Facebook or Google, right? You put a sum of money and then it will peel off by itself. Whether there is it converts to a successful sale or not, that's another matter. For Shopback, so when I say successful sale, it means is that it needs to be validated, meaning that users won't buy and then like they return, or they use a fake credit card fraud, or something like that. So it has to be like a transaction that is very validated by the merchants. They will get the commission, and then one big chunk of it will give it back as cashback to the user. So for I think last year before MCO, the digital adoption in Malaysia is still very low. I would say that there's a lot of opportunity for e-commerce to grow. That's why you see the folks from Lazada and Shopee, they really invest a lot into driving the business. And after MCO happened, when retail hit the market, more and more brands started to feel that you know what, I need to quickly go online, and they don't know how, right? You have a lot of like trade people who are good in buying and selling on the retail space, but e-commerce is actually something that it's like another monster by itself. It doesn't mean that you sell something online means you can become an e-commerce expert. There's a lot of thought process into it, how to acquire users, how to make sure they retain, how to make them buy, what motivates them, how to serve to the correct people, how to get new customers, what sort of deal that you should put in, what is unit economics, all customer acquisition cost, customer lifetime value, all these things are, it is rocket. It's like rocket formula. You want to build a rocket, right? And a lot of people thought it was easy, but when they came on board, it was not, right?
Yeah.
So after MCO, a lot of brands started to reach out to Shopback, to figure out what's the best way to do this, right? The fastest way is of course to onboard on e-commerce platforms like Shopee, right? So on July, we actually had a partnership with Shopee, where brands can get listed on Shopee and then they can give cashback through Shopback. So what it means for the brands is that not only that they will leverage on the big base that Shopee has, they also get like visibility and exposure on Shopback to drive that type of successful sale. So it's really buy one free two, buy one get two type of deal for a lot of brands. And till date, right, there are a lot of FMCG brands that has benefited this partnership. So I think the pandemic just accelerated the digital adoption for a lot of brands in Malaysia.
True. I don't like the disease, but I like how it turned us to be, let's get digital. Let's go and get ourselves digital. So I love the what it turned out to. But of course, all of us don't like the disease. But the good news is, next year we'll have the vaccine to prevent us from getting the virus. So that was a very good sharing by yourself. Now let me ask you this: if I am already a merchant on your client in Shopback Malaysia, right? Is there any opportunity for us to be onboarded into the Shopback Thailand so that the Thailand customers can buy from us?
Yeah, of course, of course. The only
Oh,
the only condition that you need to have is that you need to have a checkout system in those countries.
I see.
So the I think being a very user centric company, right, we need to figure out a lot of stuff, right, in terms of like if let's say a user were to make a purchase, will they get their product early? How are they going to get it? Buying experience is one. Cost will be another one. I think pricing is actually much more important. In fact, if you go to Shopback Malaysia, you see we actually serve a lot of, I think 30-40% of our merchants are actually international merchants.
Yeah, I saw that. I shop in
Yeah,
Fiverr and I get rewarded. I
yeah,
shop at let's say what's that word? What's that baby like Gap or all this
bonds
US brand? Yeah, I,
yeah,
I get I
yeah,
get rewarded. So that's
yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah, and I think for Black Friday, Cyber Monday is actually the one of the mega days that we have introducing foreign merchants to the local market, and we did it quite successfully this year, lah. Right now Malaysians, when they shop at Shopee, they shop at Zalora. I mean, those sites are great because delivery, once you buy tomorrow, you'll get, right?
Yeah.
But there are some items that you want to buy that you won't get. Like for example, Altia, like Korean cosmetic. Or if
Mm.
let's say you want to buy that Nike shoe that you want to buy, you buy from Nike. And Nike, the Nike e-commerce site is not managed in Malaysia. It's actually managed in
Correct.
Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
So yeah, so if let's say I mean, for some even worse, like they don't dare to go to shopping mall. So where you want to go? You
Yeah.
obviously have to go online and buy, right?
Correct.
So I think Black Friday, Cyber Monday, although it's not a celebrated day in Malaysia, right? I think we saw a huge uplift, right? In fact, more than 2x, right? Of in terms of GMV for some of the international merchants compared to last year November. So
Wow.
that was such a good news for a lot of users. They saved a lot of money. You'll be surprised, particularly when the foreign exchange was strong for Malaysia, in favor of Malaysia. Wow, some of the deals is just mad. Like you can buy a shoe for like 250 ringgit, but if you go on store, it's 500. So plus
Wow.
savings, right? I think that is something very, very cool.
Amazing. This year, 11/11 campaign, were you guys crazy? Were you guys on your toes, on your keyboards, you know?
We work extra hard lah. I think when the pandemic hit, I think most of the brands, I think it's not just us, I think everyone, like
Yes.
we have close relationships with most of our merchants, right? And at 11:30, all of us were very nervous on how this is going to pan out. So we started chatting on WhatsApp, right, with some of the merchants, and asking them, how is it? Are you guys ready? Then we wish each other good luck, and then we just let the monster take over by itself. I think the
Wow.
first 2 hours was mad. The first 2 hours was like crazy. I think there were like checkout issues for some merchants, vouchers not working very well, because
Right.
it was redeemed. There were apps that was crashing, so it was
Oh,
just crazy. This year, there were more people buying online
see?
organically, right? So they see that, to be honest, I think e-commerce is really a free market type of thing, lah. If let's say you were to always buy Fab, let's say for a bad Fab detergent, right? If you buy Fab detergent 22 ringgit, you buy it on Tesco. Let's say, like, okay, I'm not going to say Tesco, but buy offline. And then when you
Yeah.
realize that, oh man, if you go online, you can get it cheaper.
Mm,
So and then you can get cashback. So people are really motivated
yeah.
to game the system and save a bit more. I think but I think with people when they get to game the system and get a lot of discounts, right? They tend to be very, very happy lah.
Correct. We Malaysians, we love bargains. We are not brand loyal. I always tell people that we're not brand loyal. We are more of dollar and cents loyal. So when we see something cheaper, and we like to make comparison. Oh my God, Malaysians are like that. I admit it. And I've got very good feedback from a lot of merchants during the 11/11. So for now, definitely, you all are gearing up for 12/12 campaign as well. But how many X amount times the performance of this year in Shopback compared to last year?
I on top of my mind, I think we definitely do better.
Yes,
I
every
can't
year.
recall the number. Yeah, but this
Okay.
year it was just mad. This year, in terms of I will be frank, in terms of marketing, where we didn't do as much as last year. We didn't invest as much. Yeah,
Wow.
but the amount of traction, the amount of new users, new customers, people who buy online is just insane.
I see. So
Like
Shopback was happy that you gain a lot of new users to to get their
yeah.
account ready for them to shop online.
Of course, if let's say users were to buy through Shopback, we get commission, right? So
Yeah,
in terms of revenue perspective, obviously it's nice lah.
correct. I
But
push
but we
my
do see, but we see a lot of shift in terms of purchase behavior. Like last year, I think people were still buying. At October November period, people are still buying travel. And then
oh
now when we
yes.
see, like now we see like travel, nobody buy. I think very sad lah. Like you see, like how are we going to help the Ministry of Tourism or at least the
True.
domestic travel scene to accelerate their business.
And
So
travel some more,
I mean,
Eddie. It's a big ticket item some more, right?
yeah. We see a lot
Yeah.
of shift also. Like for example, I will share with you, fashion. So people buy office wear anymore. You know why? Because everyone is working from home. So you see people buying like uh uh uh, s- fast
Sexy
fast
tops.
yeah, easy t-shirts,
Yeah.
they buy underwear, they buy like cosmetics, not cosmetics per se, like skincare products, they buy
Yes.
health stuff. So we see a huge shift in terms of buying behavior. In fact, even for basket size, it dropped like tremendously. Like everything is just on
Wow.
sale right now. Everything is last year, average basket size is much higher. So
I
this year is
see.
lower, not very very low, but we see that people are slowly transitioning to making sure that they get the best deal. So then only they transact. So very very elastic lah, very elastic to deals. Yeah.
So if I am a brand owner and I would like to be onboarded into Shopback, what is your advice and what kind of a percentage of margin that I have to put aside while talking to you as my potential affiliate marketer?
Yeah. So we don't have a specific formula for the commission. I think what we want to do is also be competitive. So we will share with you some of the commissions, and it is very transparent, right? We won't hide it. The amount of cashback you will be able to see. So if let's say, for example, a fashion brand or a FMCG brand will come on board, the first thing that we'll ask is that whether you have a checkout system or not. So
Okay.
checkout system means that do you have like e-commerce platform? Because Shopback won't work if let's say you
Correct.
don't have a checkout system, right? And we
Correct.
don't do that checkout. We are not Shopee, we are not marketplace. So we redirect users to your site. So that's the first
Correct.
thing that we need to have. Second thing is we need to make sure that all the readiness is there. So we don't share this publicly on like a manual. So rather we don't share this publicly. We don't share the information publicly. Readiness in terms of e-commerce websites. Rather, what we do is we evaluate different points, and then we see how we can improve the value for the customers. The last thing we want, right, and this is true, we did it a couple of times last year, right? The last thing we want is we redirect users and then they come and then they don't have a good experience. It only
Yes.
take the first experience, right, the first impression for the users, for the site to break, right? If let's say the site is not giving good experience, users won't come back anymore. So we got to make sure that they are ready. Then after that, then we will talk about commercial term, right? The commercial really need to make sense on three ways. So the first, it has to make sense to the users, right? The reason why users shop is also because through Shopback is because of the cashback.
Mm.
So it needs to be competitive. Second is it needs to make sense for the merchants as well, because the merchants cannot keep on giving and then at the end lose money.
Yeah.
We want to make them make money, right? We don't want them to lose money. So that's the second point. And then for Shopback as well, we need to make sure that our margins is so protected, because we're going to do marketing, we're going to share some assets, we're going to put their banners. So we also want to make some money out of it. I mean, to be transparent, this is it lah. But at the end of the day, it's really just to enable e-commerce for more brands. Yeah. Then if they are interested, they can just email business@shopback.com, or
Okay.
they can go on the website, and then there's a link partner with us. They can get all the information.
I'll put the link later at the bottom of our subtitles. Now tell me this. What kind of your entry requirement besides the checkout, but what kind of entry requirement would Shopback be looking for in terms of getting new leads of merchant?
I think most importantly is whether that the e-commerce platform or the brand, right, is relevant to our users lah.
Okay.
So you'll be surprised, though, there are so many weird merchants who want to come on board, right? And sometimes we know that it won't work in Malaysia,
I
so
see.
we have to find a more subtle way to tell the merchants that we have to be realistic here, like if you do this, right, I think the government will catch me and put me to jail. So we want it to be relevant now. So obviously we observe trend. Like for example, when MCO happened, grocery delivery, food delivery is super relevant. So we obviously want to ramp up, but instead of ramping up, we actually lost more merchants. A lot of merchants drop off because they can't fulfill. Obviously,
Oh.
fulfillment is one issue. There are also some right now, fashion, health, beauty, cross-border transactions are very 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 relevant. Like people are just going for deals. So like for example, Taobao Tmall, we've been one of the most we contribute a lot of users to Taobao Tmall directly lah, and more users start to find it very, very meaningful to save a lot of money. Despite getting the delivery issues, you only get your product like 2-3 months later.
Yeah.
So recently I met up a mom in one of the moms group, right? So we she partner with. So the mom said that, oh, I buy a gym, baby gym for my toddler, and in Malaysia it was sold as 8,000 ringgit.
Wow.
Yeah, but in Taobao, right, plus delivery, it's only 2,000.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so although the ticket items are high, although it's 2,000 ringgit, right, you want to get like the best value through cross-border sale, and Taobao is actually quite powerful for that lah.
I can't read Chinese, so I cannot shop in Taobao. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but you can go AliExpress, so it's also the
Yes,
same.
yes, yes. I go there. That's my alternative one now. That's my main place to go and shop in AliExpress because I can't read Mandarin. All these terms and condition. I ask my friends, this one okay? Okay, you read for me lah. That's all.
Yeah, but the only bad part is that because that will cause a lot of challenge for a lot of the local players. So
Yes.
like some of the merchants, right, they are so used to selling a certain price on their
Mm,
on ground store, right? And then when they go online, right, they realize that everyone is like selling cheaper.
yep.
To them, right, it's actually like throwing price. It's like, why are people like selling and throwing their margin away?
Yeah.
But actually it's not true lah. Like if you serve your locality, obviously you can serve a certain amount of price. But
Yeah.
if you go online, right, there's no geographical barrier
Correct.
to differentiate. Unless you're from Sabah Sarawak, so obviously the shipping cost will be different. But
Correct.
otherwise, if you go online, I think that is something that you need to anticipate also lor. But fortunately, we do have like some forward thinking type of merchants. They know that you don't actually always need to give these deals. Like you don't need
Mm,
to list all the time. So you need to tactically drive sale on one single day. So you only need to like say give discounts on like say the double digit days, right? 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12
mm,
year end sale. You only need to give one day. And then with that one touch point, right, you get a customer to come and buy
mm,
from you.
mm.
Then subsequent, if you are able to give good service, right, I tell you, users are that one. If you give good service, right, it doesn't matter how much you charge,
Correct.
they'll come back and buy from you.
Correct.
So that is something that we are trying to educate our
Yeah.
users. Like the mega days, right? The double digit days is not actually bad. Although yeah lah, you lose a certain margin, but cause you consider it as marketing costs, for yourself to get new customer. And a little secret for a lot of merchants out there, a little secret, if you can get one customer to shop at your place 3 times, chances of them being sticky to you is super high. You need 3 times.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
you need to do 3 times. Yeah, if you can get the users to come back and shop, they will come back to you forever.
Thanks. That was a good tip. I am selling a very competitive item as well. For my friends. My friends are importing these supplements, and I told them, okay, I just open up a simple store over Shopee. I was surprised that even with I never sell anything on that account, and there are hundreds of other sellers who sell the same item, and they got more volume of sales. And I've only put one or two in my stocks as my quantity because I'm not a trader, and it got sold. And I didn't want to ask the buyer why you find me and you don't buy from other reliable sources and all this 1,000, 2,000. And they claim that some of these sellers has too much of sale. They tend to forget to give customer service. Either your delay in your post, delay in customer service. So that's why we sometimes as a small kuchi kurap sellers also can get sales. I was surprised to get sales of
Oh,
that platform.
yeah, you're right. I don't think any sellers are kuchikura if you list yourself on Shopee lah. I know how it feels like. As a consumer myself, right? I really appreciate some of the traders, messaging me, telling me that they have already delivered out the
Yeah,
product.
correct.
They ask for feedback. Aside from giving that sort of discounts, like oh, I'm going to give you like another voucher, things like that. I think those can come, but what is necessary is of course the service, and I think this is also what Shopback is also focusing on. We want to make sure that our customer service team engages very well with the queries that come in. Being a new platform in Malaysia, and, we are of course here for 5 years already, but we are very, very new,
Yeah.
right? 15 million users shop online, we are only like 3 million plus strong. So more and more people are getting exposed, and they obviously want trust, right? So our service is something that we need to make sure that we deliver. So like there are a lot of cases, like for example, they don't know how to use Shopback, and then the cashback not tracked, and then they ask why the cashback not tracked, or why does it take so long for me to get my cashback, So all these
Mm.
things require a lot of education.
So let us tell the audience, in your amount of experience over handling your clients to come over in Shopback, what is your message to them when you want to get ready to go into Shopback? What do you tell them?
Uh, so I think the more important thing is that they need to understand the unit economics need to work.
Mm.
So uh, a lot of times, right, it's very difficult for us to calculate the unit economics because we don't do the finances on for them, right? So they obviously need to be able to understand multiple stackability of rewards, right, will eventually give them a negative margin.
Yeah,
For
that's a good one.
those experienced one, right? For those experienced e-commerce players, right, they will be able to calculate. But for the new ones, right, they will get shocked, right? And I can tell you, this is something that is very, very true for 2019. There were so many merchants, right, who drop off because they get shocked. Eventually, they have to pay us so much money because
Wow.
the sales is there. Obviously, successful sale we get commission. After they validate, it's like, holy man, how come am I paying like Shopback so
Yeah.
much money? But they don't see that, or the on the GMV side they actually get like millions of sales. So, but when we deep dive into it, we realize that, oh yeah, you stack your discounts, and then you stack your promo code, and
Yeah.
then you stack with Shopback cashback. Eventually, it doesn't make sense for them. So this year we are a bit more mindful. This year for all the brands that come about, we don't want to shock them. We tell them, we say, look, users will stack, whether you like it or not. They will stack.
Correct. Correct.
They will find promo codes online. They will get like the highest cashback. They will see your
Correct.
discounts. They will pay with e-wallets to get Grab reward points and stuff like that. So they will do a lot of stuff to game the system just to make sure that they get the best value. And this is something that you cannot penalize the consumer. Consumers, whether you like it or not, it will be like that. But it is our obligation to make sure that we are able to calculate that lah. Or we just need to be tactical about it. We do like certain campaigns on certain days where it won't make a merchant bleed. I can tell you what, there are a lot of merchants out there who's very, very smart though. And they start to be very, very familiar with how the affiliate marketing game works. I won't
Good.
name who,
No
I won't
problem.
name who, but I can tell you that there are a lot of smart people out there. And I really appreciate to be able to work with them on Shopback.
So how do you teach people who are not mature enough yet in the affiliate marketing, like how you say there's some merchant of yours which is smart, but how do you gradually teach them? Do they have to learn a heavy lesson by paying more tuition fee? What do you do with
Uh,
them?
no, so we will make sure that they understand the consequences. We want to manage their expectation. So some of them when they come aboard, right, not some like, I think a lot of them come on board, right? They come on board desperate. So
Mm.
retail get disrupted. They really want to get the sales. The e-commerce engine start running, right? So they will put a lot of money. So we will tell them, okay, for the first 3 months to introduce users, this is what you can do. But in the coming fourth month onwards, right, we really need to think how to maintain the business, because we don't want to like work with you and then like 3 months later you say, oh, you know what, you're too strong for me. I don't want to work with you. 2019 was just bad because we got like such a huge onboard and drop off, and
Oh,
integration is not easy.
yes.
It takes 1 month to integrate, right? And then like 3 months later you realize that, oh man, this is like too much for me. I cannot bear that cost. So let's just move on. Like then not nice. Especially for users when they
Yeah.
see something that they like and then they buy a lot. Then after that they just got turned off. Not something nice. So we will make sure that, so we don't, okay, so for different merchants they will have different goals, right?
Okay.
And we share different sort of learning. We don't share all, not because sometimes when we share too much it's not relevant. So some merchants are like, they want customers. Some merchants, and most merchants, they want GMV. They want like, oh, more sales. Some people, they just okay, I would want to invest in Facebook anymore. Just put everything on Shopback.
Mm.
How are we
Mm.
going to work? So we will propose a couple of strategy, some sort of strategy, and then let them evaluate. And then if that works, then we'll put them up into the campaign calendar that we have lah.
Based on user, my kind of user, how many in the Malaysia, the 4,000, right? Malaysia subscribers that you have, how
Yeah,
many
three
of them
million.
what do you, 2 million, how many of them are top tier, like they've already earned 10K of cashback? Do you have that?
Oh, a lot. I will tell you this story. Okay, let me share with you this story. Okay, this is so interesting. So when I came aboard last year, the first thing I did was, hey, can I go and check, who is the number one Shopback user in Malaysia?
And
Okay,
then,
so basically it was there was this lady who have accumulated more than 60 over thousand. I'm pretty sure there's more already, like 60 over thousand lifetime earnings, meaning that she has actually accumulated so much money just shopping through online. So because okay, so the story is that, so I also was scared lah, what if like suddenly income tax department come and say, wow, this girl, who is this girl go and shop so much? I can tell you all the top 10 or maybe the top 50 users in Malaysia, I have 5 figure. The number
oh,
one being 60,000. Now definitely more lah. Now definitely more. So
wow.
eventually I did some investigation. Just call up this user and just check out.
Okay.
Surprisingly, right, I actually know her.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say who. I'm pretty sure she will find out eventually.
no
But
problem. You
so
should do a
what?
success story on her, like a video,
No, she does. She doesn't want. So she actually runs a daycare. So
Okay.
she runs a daycare, and during that time, right, e-commerce is very very new. So not many people know that if you buy diapers online, right, it's actually cheaper than if you buy on retail store.
Yeah.
And a lot of the fathers, right, that from the kids that she take care, right, it's not e-commerce ready. They don't know how to buy stuff from online. So what they do is, what she does is that, okay, I'll buy for you. You just give me the money. I'll deliver it to your house. So she buy on her behalf, but she use
Oh,
Shopback. So she buy, she get cashback. The parents pay lesser than retail and then
yeah.
get the diaper.
Clever.
And yeah, and then she did this for like she did this since 2016. And then right now she has, I'm pretty sure, more than 60 over thousand. In fact, I think last
Nice.
year press conference, this February, early this year, I actually shared this information to the media. More than 60 over thousand. And then when I asked her, I said, why don't we just withdraw the money? She said, tak maulah. I nak simpan duit ni nak beli kereta.
She still have the money there and then even withdraw out. Oh my God.
No, she want to keep the money, but I think she don't know that we have a withdrawal limit of
Oh my
300 ringgit
goodness.
a day. So if she want to withdraw money every single day, 300, she have to take 2 years to withdraw 60,000.
Oh my God. Oh, there's a limit to withdrawal, is it?
Yeah, we don't allow people to withdraw more than 300 ringgit a day. So
Oh,
you
really?
imagine,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
60,000 divided by
Oh,
300.
I didn't know that because my withdrawal is always below 300. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. To share to the audience, my lifetime is only about 1,005 only. But the biggest chunk of a cashback is on the travel, on the booking and travel, and also that was a very very good return. Of course, shopping online, all this marketplace, very little, but when you accumulate it, it is fine.
I think travel will be the largest one
Yeah.
because the ticket items are high. You if you let's say you were to book for hotel or resort, right, it's always like more than 500 ringgit because you won't stay for 1 or 2 days. I mean, there are people who consume of the buying behavior right now is that they book a room, they will consume within 7 days. I mean, that is true. But last time, I think pre-COVID times, some people are booking like their Japan trip, their China trip, Singapore,
Yeah.
hotel stay, and some are for business, so they just take their opportunity to,
Yes,
earn
yeah.
some cashback from there.
Well, thank you so much for your time. That was a very good sharing. Oh, I really enjoy that buyer with the 60 over thousand cashback in her account. Gonna take her ages to just withdraw it out, like you say. Just like 2 years, right?
I don't know, 60,000 there by 300, you have to calculate how many days. It's mad.
My goodness, that was cool. Thank you so much, Eddie, for your time, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming sales campaign with their. And I look forward for more brands in Malaysia, whether or not they're traders or their own brand owners or producers joining your platform. I will put the I will get the email address later when I share the link at the bottom of the subtitles, where they can come in contact if they were to need to get Shopback for help. So what I can summarize is to go into Shopback, you don't have to pay upfront. It's all by performance. It's all by sales done. Then you pay a commission. So approaching Shopback, you don't have to come up with the money yet. Discuss with Shopback, and then Shopback will advise whether or not your brand or your category or product is relevant. No point selling fertilizer over in Shopback. This doesn't make sense, right? Right? Correct or not, right?
I don't know. Maybe people do buy fertilizer through Shopback. You don't know.
Hey, maybe it's true. What do you call that? Now I work from home. I want to tanam outside, right? So I need my fertilizer. So who
Organic
knows lah?
vegetable very expensive.
Correct,
Better
correct.
tanam.
Yeah, maybe. So I've been following Shopback for since 2014 when we 15 when you all started with your My Cyber Sale. So that was great support from Shopback. So we thank you for that. So we hope that next year, from the budget recent announcement, so we have another Penjana Shop Malaysia online campaign. So we hope to get Shopback to come and participate again. So please, I pre-warn you first. Put aside a budget for that also for yourself, right?
Sure, no problem. I think that's something that we're more than happy to contribute.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Eddie. So stay for a while, and then after that, I'll pause this, and then after that, we continue before my next pre-recording. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining this week's episode on Tech Talk with Carol. We have Eddy Han here, who's the country general manager for Shopback Malaysia. So if you're not familiar with Shopback, I'm gonna put my referral here. Please go and get one so that you get the ringgit, I'll get a ringgit too. So that was a good marketing. A good referral marketing for this. So if you don't want to do so, just go into Shopback and just register for your self account. Okay. So thank you, Eddie, again. All right. Take care. And then bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.